Excel's AND function is used to check whether the value in a cell meets all the stated criteria. You can enter up to 255 criteria, and if the cell meets 254 but fails on just one, the AND function considers it a fail. Pretty nitpicky. Here's how it works. We want Excel to identify which cities had over 500 hits to our website, this month and the previous month. We type equals and our function name and open parenthesis. The logical statement we want to test is this: B4 is greater than 500. We type a comma. Time for the second test. Is C4 also greater than 500? Both cells being tested are highlighted by Excel. We close parentheses and hit enter. It says true, and it is. Both cells do contain a value over 500. Let's copy this formula downward. We can just double-click on the fill handle, and only 4 rows display the value true, because only in those 4 rows are both values over 500. Very simple concept. The AND function is often nested with the IF function to create a customized response instead of true or false. The IF function is a logic that says, if so-and-so is true, then do such and such. So we can just get in front of the AND function here to lead with the IF function and an open parenthesis to show that we're ready to begin the IF function. The first argument calls for a logical test. Well, in this case, our logical test is the AND function itself. As in, if the arguments in our AND formula are true, then. So that's our first argument. Excel is helping us along, so it isn't as complicated as it sounds. Let's just follow the arguments in bold. Since we've got our logical test, we type a comma. Now Excel asks for the value if true. What would we like displayed in this cell if both values are over 500? Maybe we want it to say high volume. We place the words high volume in double quotes because we'd like to see that appear in our cell. The value if false argument is in square brackets, so that means it's optional. But if we do leave it blank, it'll just display the word false. So let's customize that too. We can just make that cell blank if it doesn't meet our conditions by typing 2 double quotes with nothing inside. Close parentheses and enter. So our first city is a high volume city. Let's copy this formula downward by double clicking. So everything that said true before now says high volume, and everything that said false before is now blank. We could have a situation where we have multiple values which don't carry the same weight for what we'd like to evaluate. We can combine the AND function with the OR function in a variety of ways to extract the data we'd like to highlight. So let's say we have these 3 columns, where column B represents the sales conversion rate this month. So maybe we think that a conversion rate over 5% is significant, and we'd like to maintain that any month with over 500 hits is also significant. So if we got 2 out of 3, we'd be satisfied. But not just any 2. Column B must be true, and at least one of these. So let's start with equals and open parenthesis. B4 is greater than 5%. That'll be the first condition that must be satisfied, comma. The second condition would be either C or D, greater than 500. So we type OR, open parenthesis, C4 greater than 500, comma, D4 greater than 500. The arguments for the OR function are done, so we close parentheses, and we finished entering the arguments for the AND function, so we'll type a close parenthesis here too. This is false, and let's copy to the remaining rows. We can see here that there are only a few rows where this statement is true. In each case, the conversion rate is greater than 5%, and at least one of the 2 months had more than 500 hits. For those that failed, they either failed on the sales conversion rate, or none of these 2 months had over 500 hits to the website. Bear in mind that nesting the AND and OR functions can produce different results depending on how the formula is written. Look closely at these 2 formulas and compare the difference in results. For the first one, these are the 2 conditions of the AND function. For this one, we're saying to Excel, we'd be okay if this condition is satisfied, but not this one, or if this condition is satisfied, but not this one. So nesting these functions can be used to pull out exactly the types of data we want from a larger data set. Check out our resources to learn how to use other useful Excel tools.
Ready to learn more about Microsoft Excel? Then check out the full course on GoSkills.com. Click the link in the description.